money coach. Listen, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I know I did. My trading was up. Woohoo! I had a blast. You know, I love money. When I see money, I get excited. Listen, I'm excited about today's show. Last week, we talked about tax breaks, incentives as business owners, nonprofits. This week, I want to talk to the consumers. I have a special lady next to me. The Lord allowed me to be introduced to her. She's the blessing to me. Why? She is a mortgage financer with Gulf Coast Bank. Her name is Shawn Rogers. And
Hello,
when we
everybody.
come back, Shawn is going to tell us a little bit. She's also a co pastor, a first lady. Amen. I love bringing on the people of God because we know they operate in integrity and truth. Amen. So, listen, guys, we'll be right back after this message. Don't go anywhere. Okay.
Are you struggling with debt collectors? Scared to answer the phone? Order Dr. G's Man Survival Kit and learn how to stop creditors. Visit www.ygliv.com or call 800-705-6840. Pedro, uno dinero. The U.S. dollar will collapse. Learn why you should buy physical silver and gold. Order Dr. G's P3. Plan, prepare, protect. Visit www.ygliv.com or call 800-705-6840. Identity theft is the number one crime of the century. Protect your identity and visit lifelock.com. Use code LIV to receive a 10% discount or call Dr. G at 800-705-6840. Starting a church? Did you know churches do not have to be 501c3? For more information, visit www.ygliv.com or call Dr. G at 800-705-6840. Don't just get noticed, be remembered. Turn your business or event into a purple cow. Call Dr. G at 800-705-6840. Help Dr. GTV educate and share biblical principles to end-time prosperity and financial security. Donate now at www.ygliv.com or call 800-705-6840. Thank you for sharing with Dr. G and Living in Victory Ministries. Are you struggling with debt collectors?
Well, good evening. We're back, guys. I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Listen, I'm here with Shawn Rogers with Gulf Coast Bank, and we're going to discuss home buying tips when it comes to the money part, right? She's going to tell us what we have to do to get qualified, what products are available out there. There is grant money available to you guys. Listen, Shawn, tell us a little bit about who you are, who you married to. She's a mom. Tell us all that good stuff.
Well, once again, I'm Shawn Rogers from Gulf Coast Bank and Trust. I am a mortgage lender, which means I am the person that helps to get you approved to get the money to buy the house. So once you
Yes.
find the house, I'm the person that gets the money to actually go to the table and sign on the dotted line. So I'm excited to be here. I'm a mortgage lender of over 20 years, so I'm not
Wow.
new to the game. My passion is first time home buyers, but of course, I help everyone.
Help everyone. I love that. She helps everyone. So that means first time home buyers,
Yes,
refinancers,
yes,
our rural home, people who
yes,
like to live deep
yes.
in the country woods.
Yes, and we're going to
Right?
talk about that
We're gonna
because
talk.
there's no down payment for those.
Wow,
Yes.
guys, we have a lot to talk about. So tell us your first lady.
I am. My husband is the pastor of Heart to Heart Family Worship Center.
Okay.
Our ministry is 6 years old, and we're located
Awesome.
uptown on Washington Avenue.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, guys, check that out. We have to go check them out and go and worship and have a
Yes,
good
we
time
would love
with
to
them.
have you.
Yeah, so Shawn, this is the money factor, and so we always bring facts. And before we get into the money portion, I always go and do my research and pull what are some of the issues
Okay.
we're dealing with in a particular subject. So today we're talking about home mortgages and we're talking about home buying. And we know in America, the American dream is to buy a home, right? We push that. One of the greatest investments of entering into wealth is to become a homeowner. But what I found in my research today was very a little disturbing. So I want you to
Okay.
tell me your outlook from it. You've been in the business 20 years. This is what you do. Um, when we buy home, should we be looking for diversity as far as the neighborhood is concerned, or should we be looking for what we can afford? Do our zip code really make a difference?
The zip code does make a difference. Um, my job is more of the finance portion.
Right.
However, I do have privy to this information. Many times I relate to agents quite a bit. And many of the concerns, especially in our area, in our metro area right now, is zip code and what's
Yes.
happening within the zip codes.
Mm-hmm.
In some areas, the values are skyrocketing,
Right.
like literally tripling in the value. And that not only affects how much you qualify for it or whether you can even now live sometimes in the neighborhood that you grew up in.
Wow. Okay.
So you may want to live in the neighborhood you grew up in, but now the price of the house is going up so much, your income can't sustain the mortgage.
Wow.
So that is definitely a concern, especially within the African American community right now.
So is that a temperature that's being felt around the nation as a whole, from state to state, city to city, or is that just an issue here in New Orleans?
Well, I think that probably some places across the nation have experienced that because of the way the housing is trying to make a comeback from where we've been. You know, we had the big foreclosure boom, and many people unfortunately lost their homes or had short sales, and it just affected things because people didn't have the jobs to sustain it, or their income changed, or
okay.
when the economy changes, it changes everything.
Yes, it
But
does.
there's good news because we have been seeing some positive things going on with home buying right now.
Okay,
There is money
good.
everywhere throughout the state of Louisiana. I do say everywhere.
Okay.
And you can actually make your family or yourself can actually make up to $99,000 a year and get assistance.
Awesome.
So
so
that's a great thing.
there is no salary cap.
well, that is the
I
salary.
mean, it's 99.
Yeah, but
So
for our area,
you can
that's
get almost
wonderful.
up to six figures,
Exactly.
and that's pretty good. And
Yes.
mostly for rural areas as well.
Right.
And when I say rural, I'm talking, Mississippi country, Louisiana,
Yeah.
the woods, the sticks, and as I said, I'm sure across the nation there are other places that are considered rural because
Right.
people are watching us from all over. So I want everybody to understand that with information you're providing today, some of these programs, are they just state? Are they federal? Could they go and ask their mortgage companies, are these same products available to them?
Well, for our area, there's state bond assistance grant money. Grant money means that you don't have to pay it back. So when you
Okay.
hear that word grant, you people
Get
need to
excited.
understand it
Woohoo!
means you don't have to pay it back. And there are state bond money and there are parish bond monies, which your parish has been given monies to help homeowners to buy. So Jefferson Parish has some, New Orleans has some, and then there's some throughout the state And then Jefferson Parish has a special program right now. It's called the Jefferson Parish Saw Second, where they will give you up to $40,000
Girl, say
as your
that
down
again.
payment. $40,000 just to buy a house
She
in
said,
Jefferson
what about
Parish.
Atlanta?
You only need a middle score of 600.
Wow, y'all heard. Stop. We might be going
Yes.
too fast.
Okay. Okay. Let's slow down.
Because I want you
I'm
guys
excited.
to get this right. She said there's grant money for $40,000. Grant money is money you do not have to pay back. Why is that important, Shawn?
That is important because what it does is it helps you to qualify for homes that you normally wouldn't, because now you're qualifying for more.
Awesome.
And then you only have a certain period of time that you have to live in that house, and then that money is forgiven completely.
It's totally. So, for example, if I qualify for, let's say, 140,000, and I found the house for 160, or let's even take it higher. If I qualify for 250, and I found the house for 290. And I qualify for the grant will cover that extra 40 that makes me above
Pretty
my
much that's how it
qualifications.
works. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, that's pretty much how it works. So if you're already qualifying on that level, it will allow that mortgage to be bumped up. Almost not quite dollar for dollar, but just about. So
Pretty
yes,
much of a
pretty
leveling
much.
off.
Absolutely.
And now let me ask you, this grant money is just grant money that's provided by our state? Is that something
It's actually
other
federal
states?
funds.
It's federal
that
funds.
has been assigned to our state, and then the state then distributes it to the
Throughout.
different parishes wherever there's a need. And they'll, if you remember, a couple years back, New Orleans had it,
Right. Okay.
and so now Jefferson has it.
So Jefferson, so it's their turn. So then, for those viewers who do not live in Louisiana, how would they go about researching that?
You need to get in touch with your local finance authority office, your community development office in your area, and find out from their staff if there are programs in your area.
Okay, you guys have that? Say that again, just in case.
Yes. So find out who your finance authority or your community development office is in your area, and give them a call and ask, what are the home buyer programs that are going to assist me
That's
for your area?
available.
Most times they have them.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they're not marketed on a high-end area where,
Right.
level where we will see them like in the daily news or anything. They may do it once or twice, but you won't always see them before the people all the time. So you do have to do your diligence.
So it's not a product they're gonna spend a lot of money marketing.
Correct.
So you guys, just what I told you, wealth walkers work with wisdom, waiting with patience for the return on their investment. So if you want to take advantage of what products are out there, you guys are going to have to do the work. You may have to do what she said, go to your local authority and see what funding may be available. And that's why I keep teaching that financial lingo, understanding financial terms are so important.
Yes.
So that you know what to say and who to say it to get the information
Absolutely.
you need. Now, listen, guys, call 504-341-8255. 504-341-8255, and you can call and ask Shawn whatever your questions are. It's time for a commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages. Thank you. Don't go nowhere now. Learn how to turn your cell phone into an ATM machine. That's right. Conveniently make your deposits and withdrawals directly from your cell phone by simply learning how to trade global currency through foreign exchange. That's right, it's as simple as entering a trade, take profit, close the trade, take your cash, and that's it. Turn your nickels into dollars. Turn quarters into dollars. Simply by learning how to do global currency trading. That's right, it's bigger than the stock market. $5.3 trillion a day, 5 days a week, 24 hours a day of trading. That's right, making money right in the comfort of your home or eating at Piccadilly's with Dr. G. Learn the new rules of money, of Forex, global currency trading, by joining Dr. G and Marilyn Lee every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, located at the Piccadilly Restaurant, 533 La Palco Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana. So come out, have a bite to eat, and join Dr. G and the VIP traders as we copy, profit, and paste. See you there. Well, guys, thank you. We are back. Shawn is going to talk to us now about some more products. We're going to talk about credit scores and why the difference in scores as it relates to financing. You know, it's like a buffet, right? A buffet of food. Buffet, you say boo, I say buff. But my point is, it's a smorgasbord of opportunities contingent on what your needs and desires are, right? So call 504-341-8255. Shawn, we're giving back to you. Educate us.
All right. So we were talking about the Jefferson Soft Second and the credit score being 600. But now the other bond grant programs, which is the state that I mentioned and the parish programs, they have a different requirement for the credit score. So their credit score, you have to have a 640 middle score. And when I say middle score, that means the middle of the three bureaus scores, whether it's Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian.
So stop right there. How do you know who's in the middle?
Actually, it just goes by what is the highest, the mid, and the low. So it does not matter which bureau it is.
It doesn't matter which bureau it is.
Right.
So you guys have that. It doesn't matter, she says. They go by high, medium, low, and whatever the middle one is, that's the one they go with, right? Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going.
And that's consistent for all mortgages across the nation.
Excellent.
So most of the principles I'm going to be giving is across the nation. It's the rules for mortgage.
Okay, good.
Okay? So it's not just for our area.
Right. So it's all, everything she says as far as credit is going to be across the board no matter what state or city you live in. All right?
Right. And so the programs require, some of them require a 640 middle. They do require a 2-year work history in the same field. So not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to work on the same job, just in the same field consistently for 2 years.
So if I'm a secretary, what do they call them today? Executive assistant, whatever, or a licensed electrician, as long as I've been working that particular job for at least 2 years.
Yes.
But I just left my job. I got a new job. So I've only been on this job 30 days. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
Because I'm still in the same field.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
That's awesome, right?
That's awesome.
So we have to have a 2-year trackable residence history of where you've lived for 2 straight years. And then the 2-year work history. And then we look for you to have 2 years tax returns filed. So those are the basics.
Now, let's talk about this. because you know we're talking to our people. How do people who, you know, they don't want to become incorporated? I'm trying to get them to stop selling out the back of their trunk, and I'm trying to get them off the corners and to become legitimate businesses. So, but because some are not there, how do those type of people qualify?
You have to qualify through your tax return.
So you must have a tax return.
Yes. Now they're just starting to come back with some more products that don't require that, but they're very hard to qualify for. So if you are a self-employed individual, but you're not actually showing your income on your tax returns, I have a program called a 12-month bank statement. But there are a lot of other qualifications that go along with that. So those are generally really for people that are more established, self-employed. However, if you are self-employed and you get your income different ways than a paycheck, then you must file a tax return every year. And you must show positive, everybody say positive income, because that makes the difference. Many times we don't understand what the tax person has done.
Right.
I get that quite a bit. And so we have to educate ourselves, especially when we're self-employed, because that's how you figure your income.
That's right.
And so the key is to have positive income, meaning you're not writing everything off.
Right.
Because if you're writing everything off, then I don't have any income to count for you.
You're closing the end of the year in a loss and not a profit.
Right.
Right.
So I like to educate about that, because they really do have income. And the key for the tax preparer is, of course, to make things well for them in what they can write off. But sometimes you may have to wait to write off a few things a couple years down the line.
So then how does that affect the renter? Like, you know, for self-employed people or entrepreneurs, you know, when you have a mortgage, you can show you have that mortgage and you may be looking to replace that mortgage.
Right.
So that mortgage is already included, right? But what happens to the renter who doesn't get to deduct and show that they're paying rent, but they're showing on their books that they're at a loss? How does that balance out?
It's still kind of a bad thing for you. You
It's
have
still
to show the positive income. There's
Okay.
only certain things on the tax return that we can add back as part of your income. Those things are like depreciation, taxes for your property. There's only certain things that we can add back to the income.
Okay.
But generally, you just got to plan. You got to plan for your finances. If you know, hey, I'm buying a house next year, I only have 1 year tax return. I know I'm going to need another year to really make this thing look good to qualify. Begin to plan your walk.
That's right.
Of what you're going to do, right?
That's right.
Begin to plan what you're doing with your credit. Most times people don't know what credit score they have.
They don't. And today, listen, guys, if you're on the show today, you have 24 hours. I'm going to give you 50% off on my step-by-step credit repair and my step-by-step webinar. I'm going to give you 50% off. You just have to enter the code for the book credit and the code for the webinar, and you will get 50% off. I want you to begin working on your product, your credit score, cleaning up your credit report. So when you get to Shawn, all that's already done.
Right.
You don't have to worry about that. You want to pre-qualify. When you go to Shawn, you want to say, listen, I know what I'm worth. I know my score. I know I've cleaned my entire report up.
Yes.
And all she has to do is do her due diligence, and you can go shopping like you shop for a dress.
Yes. And I will say, approved.
There you go, right?
That's
the place
Yes.
you want to be in, right? Listen, I bought my first house, Shawn, at 23, built it from the ground. Dutch Moriel was the mayor first black mayor, and he had a program called the Soft Second.
Awesome.
And we were able to qualify back then. I think the house was $120,000. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, driveway, new community we're developing, and we qualified. So, guys, even then at 23, I went for it. When other people were
Yes.
saying to me, girl, you're not going to be able to buy no house. You too young. You don't have this and you don't have that. Don't allow people to become
Yes.
naysayers in your ears. You do the work. You do the due
Yes.
diligence, and you can become a homeowner. And let me tell you something else. Homeownership is profitable as an investment because
Yes.
the longer you hold it, take care of it, the value of the property goes up, and then you can go and refi, take some of the equity out, and go buy you another piece of
Yes.
property, right? And now you're moving into real estate investing, and that's the whole objective here. So, Shawn, let's talk about what are some of the loopholes that might hold people back from qualifying? Other than the income,
Okay.
the no taxes, sometimes they might have all that. What are some of the other issues?
One of the major issues is student loans.
Wow.
Student loan is a major issue because what happens is many times they're either in forbearance or they're deferred, and that's okay. But if you never take them out to start paying them, that debt will stay there for you. And what's happened in the last year or so, the government changed the rule concerning student loans. So now we have to count the debt even if you're not making payments.
Wow. Y'all heard that?
Yes. So even if they're not making payments, we have to figure an amortized payment for them or 1% of whatever the debt is that you owe. So that has been somewhat of a downfall for some people because they have not built their income level to sustain those payments.
sustain
and
the
now they're
loans.
trying to buy a home. So you have to be able to qualify for the home with the student loan
With the
payments.
student loan. So listen, guys, I have a student loan forgiveness program package on my website as well. You need to go and start working on your student loans. At least try and get in the forgiveness program. There are all types of options out there as well. Go to ygliv.com, ygliv.com, so you can get those perks. And then what are some of the other challenges?
Some of the other challenges are sometimes people are dealing with child support issues that they have not cleared up. The key is get with Dr. G, find out what's going on with your credit, because the biggest thing is if you don't know, you can't fix it.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And many times you're closer to buying a home than you really think.
And it's just little,
Yes.
I call them little imps
Yes.
that are sitting on your credit
That's
report
right.
that you just need to go and deal with and face
Yes.
those demons
Yes.
head on. Don't allow fear to step in and stop you from moving forward to
Exactly.
going to the next level of your life financially if you're really trying to what? Gain wealth, right?
Yes,
To
yes.
earn wealth. I want to also ask you about I also read an article in the New York Life, and they talked about home ownership being 3 times the wealth for Americans. One of the other challenges was the African American community. We always last. And because of our communities and our neighborhoods, our value of our property was lesser as well. And then the other challenge they talked about was rent is getting so high
Right.
that renters are really having a struggle with qualifying to buy a home and saving for the down payment for
Right.
those who may not qualify for those grants and what have you.
Right.
So I am also teaching my listeners to collaborate. And when I say collaborate, I'm saying go back to the old days when families lived together.
Right.
Right? When mom and dad lived and you got married and you lived with your parents and the grandchildren, everybody was in one big, we called it big mama's house.
Right.
Right? And so I'm trying to encourage our people to learn to collaborate. It's okay. I would never let anyone downsize me or belittle me because I'm living with my parents. But watch this, and this is what I know. I live in a very, esteemed gated community. But guess what, Shawn? The Asians in my community, 3 and 4 families are living in one house.
Right.
3 and 4 families. They're living in a gated community. Everybody's driving a Mercedes and everybody's fine.
Right.
So that's the thing I want us to deal with today too as well. What are the challenges, if any, if families collaborated? If mama and daddy and daughter and son-in-law all came together,
Absolutely.
put their funds together, put their resources together, and everybody applied for the house.
Right. And you're absolutely right, Dr. G, because most of my clients who collaborate are unfortunately not African American.
I'm telling you, we the only ones don't want to do it.
However, I did have a pair of sisters recently who collaborated.
Yes.
They bought the best looking little double. It was so cute. And so they collaborated together and bought it together. Mm-hmm. And they're sharing the mortgage. And the mortgage that they're paying each is less than $500 each.
See there? Collaboration.
And so it's not always about just doing it on your own.
That's right.
You can build your wealth that way. You've got to start somewhere.
And let me tell you what else they do. They will collaborate, right? Get that note down because they've brought their resources together.
Yes.
They will live together in that house and wait until the value goes up. They will hold that house, collaborate again, go into a better neighborhood in a mansion, I said, and they will keep the other house so that it can help pay for that house as they continue to live a life of financial liberty and peace.
And another thing, Dr. G, that I try to encourage the first-time home buyers is buy multi-units first.
There you go.
Buy multi-units first. Your down payment is lower. You're starting your retirement early. You're starting your streams of income early. You don't have to stay in it forever. But now you'll have a line of income that actually pays for that house.
That's right.
And then in 12 months, 24 months, you move on to an upgrade.
To another house, an upgrade. Listen, our time is almost running out, guys. If you have questions, call in 504-341-18255. You know my motto, there is no dumb question. The only history you don't know is, the only thing you don't know is the information you don't know and don't have. And any new history, it's new to you because you don't know. So call in if you have questions. Maybe you have a specific situation. You don't have to give your name, but get the answers you need. Yes. We have one more commercial, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Shawn's going to talk to us about interest rates, points, fixed rates, opposed to adjustable rates and things of that nature. So we'll be right back after these messages.
I'm Dr. G, the money coach. Want to learn how to create wealth through 7 streams of income? Join the Live Squad Gold Diggers Wealth Club every 3rd Monday as we learn how to trade global currency and make money through our phones, iPad, and computers. Party with us every week on Thursdays as we trade having fun and making money right from our living rooms in the comfort of our own homes. Come join us as we live, listen, and learn how to wisely spend and invest the money we earn. Learn how to become a serialpreneur and an omnipreneur. Learn how to start an enterprise owning 7 businesses, not just one business. Become a purple cow and be remembered, not just noticed. Create a minimum of 7 streams of income. Learn how to make money from your phone with gold and trading. Learn how to invest in real estate and raw land without contemporary lending. Learn how to invest in precious metals like silver and gold. Learn how to invest in oil wells and do everything big like Texas. Learn how to take your credit score from a low 350 to a high 750. All this for just $9.99 a month. Well, what are you waiting for? Time is money. Click the link now.
Hi guys, we are back. We have about 8 more minutes left with Shawn. We're going to try and pull on her some more for some more information. Shawn, I want you to talk about what we just talked about just now. You said Social Security, disability,
Yes.
fixed incomes qualify.
Absolutely. So if you are on a fixed income, you can qualify to buy your own home.
That's awesome. So Social Security.
Social Security, VA disability, disability payments, permanent disability, we can qualify you. You can purchase a home with your fixed income.
Now, the last thing we want to talk about, we have about 5 minutes, and that is interest rates. I want you to define for our audience the differences in the interest rates, what the titles of those interest rates are, how do we define them so they know what to expect when they're walking into your office.
Right. So the most conservative and the safest is a fixed rate.
Right.
A fixed rate means that your rate will never change throughout the time of your mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
That means the amount of your mortgage, if your mortgage is, say, $723 before taxes and insurance, it's going to stay $723 for either 30 years or the 15 years that you signed for. Now, what could change your mortgage is your insurances and your taxes.
Right.
So if your payment ever changes when it's a fixed mortgage, that's what that means. That means that your insurances or your taxes have changed.
Okay.
And then there's what's called an adjustable rate mortgage. They're a risky mortgage.
Yes,
I do not recommend them for regular consumers. They really were built for people who knew that their income would be changing over time for higher income. They were guaranteed a higher salary. And so they're trying to qualify on a higher level. So that's what those are really designed for. They're not really designed for a regular consumer to have over a long term.
Or an investor who knows they're doing a makeover, they're doing a rebuild, and they're going to sell that house.
Exactly.
A rehab, rather.
You're only going to have it for a short season.
Right.
Because most are for 5 years or 7 years. Some are for 10. But for the most part, they go from 3 to 5 to 7. So after that time, they will begin to do just what it says. Adjust.
With the economy. Because we don't know what the economy is going to bring, right?
Right.
That anything could happen to bring that rate
That's
up,
right.
which is what happened with a lot of people with the housing bust.
Yeah.
That interest
And
rate
you don't want
went
to take
up.
that chance.
Right. It went up and it harmed a lot of people who were forced into
Correct.
foreclosure.
So sometimes it can help if depending on your situation. But if you're just a working class family and you plan to live in that house a long time, adjustable rate is not for you.
And then the difference between conventional, FHA, HUD,
Yes.
as far as financing is concerned.
So FHA, of course, is a government program, and it just means that the government is backing that loan.
Okay.
It means that if the consumer, for whatever reason, gets into trouble at some point during the loan and unfortunately forecloses, the government has to actually buy that loan back from the bank that lent you the money. So
Okay.
that's basically what the FHA, the government is saying, I trust that this consumer is going to pay for this mortgage.
Okay.
And of course, it has a lower down payment, which is 3.5%. But now conventional, which is a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac product, they now have a lower down payment than FHA.
Oh, really? What's the
Starts at
difference?
3%.
Get out.
Yes.
I remember when I bought I think I bought my second property, conventional,
Yes.
and I had to come up with 20%.
Yes.
Which means I had to come up with almost, I think, $20,000.
So they had to get creative to compete with FHA over the years.
Wow.
It used to
So
be
that's
that you had to have
awesome.
20%.
That's good.
And it's wonderful to have it. But for many people,
It was
it's
hard.
to get
Yes,
to
it
that
was.
level.
Especially when you start looking at houses, for in Louisiana, 250 and above, we
Yes.
start looking at what we consider jumbos.
Yes.
And so again, you have to determine what's your qualification. What can you qualify for? And that's why your credit score is so important. When you have a prime credit score, you can walk into any financing company, banks, mortgage companies, car loan companies,
Yes.
and demand prime rates. You're not going to get prime, but you'll get a point or two
Yes.
above prime, right? Because they're considering you a great money manager.
Yes.
So that is why credit is so important. I
is.
am a stickler about credit, and I know sometimes we get in trouble because we get laid off. Challenges might come that's unexpected, but again, we try to plan as much and as great as possible for the unexpected, right?
Exactly.
So, Shawn, we almost out of time. I want you to tell them how to get in touch with you.
All right. So to get in touch with me, my office number is 504-599-5746. And then you can email me at ShawnRogers@golfbank.com.
That's easy, guys. You have that 504-599-5746. And then what's the email?
And the email is ShawnRogers@golfbank.com. And then you can also go to my website directly and apply. Just get pre-qualified. Let's see where you're at. If you need some help with the credit, of course, I'm going to let you know, and you're going to call Dr. G. It's an easy process.
Listen, guys, I'm giving you 50% off today. I was going to say put that up. I'm on TV, right? 50% today off of the step-by-step credit repair. Just go to the site. Check it out. People's scores have jumped up to 750, 800 to 800. Because they followed the book. A baby could read it and follow the steps and work it. And then if you say, I need that human touch, you can download the webinar, watch it on your video, and follow it with the book. I'm giving 50%. So that's the book for $4.99. $4.99.
That is awesome.
And then you're going to get the webinar for $49.99. I don't think you're going to beat that anywhere. It's money back guaranteed. The information is just ABC 1, 2, 3. I have a bishop, he said, if it's not enough for Mickey Mouse, then it's not easy enough to read. And I love that analogy, right? So, Shawn, before we get out of here, is there anything else that's important that you think they really need to know before we let you go?
What I want to say is you can do it. You can do it. You can get in position to burst into your financial future, become a homeowner, get your credit straight, and you will be sailing through the rest of your life with great success financially.
That's right. And listen, guys, here's a few things I want you to remember, right? Listen, fortune builders say, know your score. Even before you go to Shawn, I want you to know your score.
Absolutely.
I want you to know what your worth is before you walk in the door. Secondly, you're going to go to Shawn to get pre-approved. That way, like I said, it's like shopping in a mall, except you're shopping for your house, and you'll know exactly what you qualify for, right? Thirdly, make sure you have some money saved. Why? Anyone who buys a new home, you're going to run into some type of challenge, and you want to be able to have that cushion that you can fall back on. Ask Shawn, what are your finance options? Make sure you understand clearly what they are, right? And then after that, I think that's it. Yeah, you can just start moving. Check out your particular area. Those of you who are in the rural area, she said you all have some awesome projects. And remember, I keep telling you, find a house that has a nice piece of backyard, if you could find it, because I'm telling you the time is coming when we are going to have to grow our own tomatoes.
Oh, yes.
Our own greens and snap beans and all types of vegetables we're going to have to grow on our own. And how can you grow if you don't have any land?
That's true.
Right? So you want to begin to position yourself to get in place so that you can actually move into prosperity. And then for those of you who are serious about buying a home, listen, here's some don'ts. We gave you all the do's.
Right.
What are some of the don'ts, Shawn?
Some of the don'ts. Don't get into debt. Don't open any new accounts until you know exactly where you are with your credit.
So you see that, guys? If you know you're trying to position yourself to get a home, then you don't want to go buy no new car.
No.
You have to wait until you get through your home buying process.
Yes.
And tell us why, Shawn, why they do that.
Because we figure how much home you can buy based on the debt that you're already paying.
That you presented.
Yes.
Okay, so watch this. Do you guys run another credit report before closing?
We absolutely do. And actually, I just had this to happen. One of our clients, unfortunately, opened a new account with a large payment, and that canceled out his approval.
Wow. So you see that, guys? Information
make a big
is
difference.
power, and
Yes.
it can make a big difference. So listen, don't forget, reach out to Shawn. She can help you. And guys, listen, I want to thank you for being on the show and supporting again. Go to the website, get the discount. YGLIV.com so that you can get the step-by-step credit repair, the webinar so that you can prepare yourself before you go before Shawn. And listen, next week, I want you to come back and join us on next Monday as we have Pastors Adele Duhon and Alan Duhon, who are great real estate investors as pastors, and they're going to talk to us about that. So pastors, get on next week so you can know how they got started into this. What are they doing that makes them so prosperous in this particular industry? And guess what? If they don't get a love offering, they say, they're all right. I love it. Right. Hallelujah. That's where you want to be.
Exactly.
Amen. You don't have to be dependent on no one way. God is our source. He's our provider, Jehovah Jireh. So I hope you enjoyed the show on today. Thank you, Shawn, for coming and spending this time with us.
Blessing.
And
I'm excited.
Educating us. And we're going to have Shawn come back. She gave me a great idea. She said we'll talk about different products because we can spend more time on that particular product. So, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for joining us. I see you on next Monday. The Money Factor with Dr. G. Bye-bye.